cleaning products in your home may contain hidden hazardous ingredients. That's according to the Environmental Working Group. Their Healthy Cleaning Guide ranks more than 2,500 products from A to F based on safety and transparency of ingredients. Of the 400 newest additions, EWG says nearly half are rated poor on ingredient disclosure. Only about 1 in 7 earned an A or B for both ingredients and disclosure. A majority had ingredients linked to respiratory concerns, and 1/4 had ingredients linked to cancer. Now, joining us today to discuss these findings is EWG's Samara Geller. Samara, this guide was originally launched in 2012 to quote, lift the veil of secrecy about ingredients in cleaning products. You just added hundreds of more products to this list. What was most surprising about this latest batch of products?
Yes, that's right. Shockingly, nearly half of the products we reviewed for our spring update received a poor score in terms of ingredient disclosure. And what that means is that manufacturers are still relying far too heavily on vague ingredient terminology. So they're using terms like surfactants and preservatives, fabric brighteners, and fragrance.
What does that mean?
Well, that means they're describing their product ingredients very non-specifically, and that tells us very little about the health and environmental impacts of those products.
Is this different than what you found last time around?
So we did find that same poor ingredient disclosure last time around, and we had expected it to advance farther given a lot of the voluntary initiatives that are happening in the industry. We also surprisingly found that 3/4 of products we reviewed contained worrisome ingredients that are linked to respiratory health effects.
Right. So you're actually concerned about these findings. You expected to see improvements, and you didn't see the improvements you wanted?
Well, so unfortunately, right now there are no state or federal regulations that have been implemented that require manufacturers of cleaning products to fully disclose on the label or online. And so, in fact, in 2015, EWG, along with the Breast Cancer Fund, we co-sponsored legislation in California to really close that regulatory gap and arm consumers with the information they need to make those safer purchasing decisions.
You know, one of the things that surprised me the most was the guide to baby cleaning products. Now, I noticed that one of the brands that we use at home, Baby Organics, actually had multiple ratings ranging from A to F. That was a little concerning to me because you think, okay, I have a brand that I trust. I can go and buy it every time. But it looks like every time I go to the store, I'm going to get a different product with different ingredients. Is that true?
Well, so you raise a really great point, which is that manufacturers are constantly reformulating those products, rejiggering those ingredients, and tweaking that level of ingredient transparency. And a lot of that is driven by consumers as we're increasingly making those purchasing decisions with transparency and safety in mind. And so we really encourage folks to visit our guide to get the most up-to-date information as we're constantly adding new product versions. And so that way they can get the most up-to-date information and be informed.
That guide, trust me, whenever I shop, I use your guide. I have the handy app. Now, I do want to point out that we did reach out to Baby Organics. We didn't get a response from them. However, the American Cleaning Institute calls this guide, quote, a disappointing scare campaign, stating more information is available than ever before on cleaning product ingredients, which companies are providing on labels, websites, smartphone apps, toll-free numbers, and other non-electronic means. They also point out products must meet all applicable federal and state quality, safety, and labeling regulations. Samira, I have to ask, what is your reaction to that when they call this a scare tactic or a scare campaign?
Well, you know, unfortunately, our analysis uncovered that really only about 1/4 of products are fully disclosing their ingredients. And so if you have a skin allergy, for instance, it's very difficult to avoid, you know, a particular preservative that is implicated in skin allergy if you don't know the ingredient exists in the products. And so we hope people will visit our guide and research ingredients so that they can learn about them and protect themselves and their families.
And bottom line, be aware of what's in their products. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. So for more information and for a link to the EWG guide, you can head to our website, cbssf.com. Now let's get to your morning sports roundup.